Guys, welcome to another installment of Into the West Comics. We're doing the run it back. We're going all the way through all of the Star Wars films. The Force is with these guys. Force Awakens. You know, this, what do we call this? The sequel trilogy? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let's set the stage. We've got Milkshake over there in the Force Lounge. I've got Sunny over here.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're looking good. Donovan is joining us here at the table.
You're a filthy junk trader.
That's pretty good. Who voices that?
It's
Kylo Ren.
Is it Favreau?
What's Kylo Ren?
Oh, no. I was thinking about the guy.
I'm
Who's, never mind. I'm thinking about something different.
You got the hot dog over here.
Oh, yeah. I'm here. Hi. I've
Guys,
seen the movie.
Force Awakens, is the first time we saw a new Star Wars movie in a long time. We get to see a lot of familiar faces.
Super cool.
We get to see a lot of new faces.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about this movie? What was the feeling? The opening night when you
Force.
get to go see it was Force. Your feeling was forced?
Yeah. No, not forced. Force.
Okay, got you. Force
Jedi energy,
okay,
bro.
big Jedi energy.
Yeah, big Jedi energy over here, man. I thought it was amazing. I think no, I didn't. It was interesting. It was good. Seeing in the movie theaters was amazing. I think like Finn was such like a throw off character eventually, and I don't know. I think
We'll get to the eventuallys.
I know. You know what I mean? I was really excited to, because there was like promotion with him like holding a lightsaber and stuff.
Yeah,
So
the
I thought
trailer.
like, I thought he was gonna be the Jedi guy, and he's not the Jedi guy. You know, so. I think visually, Kylo Ren is so dope. I think the character had its ins and outs, but I think it was cool. It was all right. I think it was like 7.5.
7.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Shakes, what do you got over there?
Yeah, so I saw this. I was at Disneyland actually the day it came out, so I saw it premiere night at Disney. They used to have a movie theater at Disneyland.
This guy's just mad because he's going to the Flash.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, God, that's
Exclusivo. Yes.
Exclusivo.
What do you know?
Yes.
I want Shane to start
he's
saying
always talking about, like,
Exclusivo.
yeah, I just went to a premiere and just like, you know.
But yeah, I saw it when they used to have a movie theater at Disneyland.
I made out with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah. I saw opening night over there. I loved it because it was 10 years or something like that since the last Star Wars came out. I was really excited. The trailers made me hyped.
Man, that's crazy.
When I saw it, I thought it was good. I gave it 8.5 out of 10. I was really excited for it. I was excited for the future of what was to come after that movie. So yeah, loved Kylo. I was excited for the future movies after watching that movie.
Future of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is after
So 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Nah, poop.
I feel the light. It's pulling me in. Grandfather, I will finish what you started.
That is super cool.
That's pretty good.
I will blow that piece of junk out of the sky. That's Last Jedi. But I loved this movie. I loved Force Awakens. I loved what it actually did. Like, it really awakened Star Wars again for us.
I see what you meant.
See what I did
see
there?
what you meant.
It wasn't a force. So anyway, I really loved this movie. I think that the villains of the First Order, people are like, oh, it's just the Empire. No, it is not.
A little different.
It is not the Empire. The Empire was like sent in as police for the Emperor, who like controlled the galaxy.
Yeah.
The First Order believed in the Empire being the full authority of the galaxy, and they blow up Hosnian Prime, where the New Republic capital is. I mean, they were like, yeah, we're not waiting for anyone. We're going to blow these guys to hell.
Yeah.
And they did. And they were like, that's scary. So now you got a really scary villain in this First Order, and Kylo Ren and Snoke. I think this movie was a great launching pad for what could have been a great trilogy of movies. I really liked The Force Awakens. I loved the character of Rey. I mean, it's explained so much in Star Wars. Everything is balanced and everything repeats itself. Like George Lucas said, it's like poetry. Everything sort of repeats itself.
It rhymes.
It rhymes. Everything is going the way it should be. And a Diet Coke, please. And it was great to see, Rey, who's waiting for her family on a desert planet. We don't know who she is, but somehow she's connected to the Force because it's waking up again.
Have you felt it? It's awakening.
Have you felt it? As Snoke would say. I really love this movie. There's only one glaring issue with the movie, and I know I'm gonna get lambasted for it, but she took lightsaber lessons at some point. And she defeated a guy
who's really good at it.
who is beating his chest with blood coming out of it, and created his own cool hilt, and was supposed to be the guy who takes out the entire Jedi Order, and this filthy junk trader comes in and just is on par with him.
Yeah, I know, that was great.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, no.
And we were all thinking it when that lightsaber came soon. We were like, Luke, and it was her, and we were like, okay, sure, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And
I forgot about that part. That's true.
yeah,
I was like, what is happening?
yeah, we were all like, oh,
This guy's supposed to be
right.
ultimate badass, and then she's like,
Right, she gets launched into a redwood, and it's like, ugh. You're like, oh my god. Finn gets sliced like sashimi, and it's unbelievable. And then
ooh,
all of a sudden, she's like,
yellowtail sashimi.
she's like Yoda. She can just
No, yeah,
spar with the best of them.
No,
that was the only thing that I was like, oh, come on, you guys. But
it's the Force.
all in all, I thought this was a great launching pad for what I thought could have been a great sequel trilogy. And I loved The Last Jedi. Really, it's Rise of Skywalker that I have a huge issue with, which we'll get into in a couple of weeks. But I really like Force Awakens. I gave it, honestly, because of what they did. And it was ultimate fan service. They gave us all the characters back, and they gave us Luke in a really delicate, delicious cliffhanger at the end. Literally, he's hanging on a cliff, so that works.
I like that.
Blue milk.
Yeah. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I really love this movie a lot. I wanted to go into it not liking it, but I really loved it a lot. So that's when I was texting you guys earlier. I was like, I'm watching this, and oh boy, I liked it a lot more than I did. So
1 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, snap. I almost said a bad word.
Filthy junk trader.
Oh, Smurf.
out,
What do you
Shane.
got there? Good looking.
I mean, you guys know how I feel about this movie.
Yes.
You loved it.
I loved it. I think it's not the. What is happening?
I'm glad that it was on camera too.
That was the Force.
It definitely was on camera. You definitely did that. He's like, stop talking.
That was the Force.
It's awakened.
Where was I?
You love this movie.
I love this movie. No, it's not the most complex story ever is.
No.
What Star Wars movie is? I think it's a ton of fun. I think the action is great. The one kind of complaint that I understand, but I don't necessarily, doesn't necessarily bother me. People were expecting John Boyega to be a Jedi at one point. When he wasn't, it didn't bother me, but I understand how that could. But I think everyone's used incredibly well in this story. I think the thing that Donovan touched on, the lightsaber thing, I think giving her that staff in the beginning and showing her being incredibly proficient with it was the movie's way of telling you she has. No, I'm not saying I understand.
They didn't. I watched the movie today. She does one thing that makes you go, okay, she knows how to use
but you understand what I'm saying, right? That's the movie, the director's way and writer's way of saying,
as a blue belt,
this is why at the end of the movie she is not.
It's not happening.
Completely untrained. I understand where you're coming from, where it shouldn't be enough to go with Kylo, but them giving that to her and her having it is enough for me. And Kylo had been through a bunch of crap up until that moment. Yeah. He had fought John Boyega. He had
That's your boy John.
He killed his dad.
John. He was going through a bunch of stuff at that moment. So that's why that doesn't bother me as much. I get if it does. I think the fight it's one of my favorite fights in all of Star Wars.
I think it's his most great bad guy. I mean, him hitting his chest and the blood coming out for that pain. Oh, I loved that. I really did love
weight
that.
to dark side. Every swing of the lightsaber feels dangerous. Yeah. Nobody feels like they're safe in that scene, and I just really loved the backdrop of it. The
Finn gets
Star Killer, bro. I just think that whole thing is super dope.
It's badass.
I think the killing of Han Solo is one of my favorite scenes in the whole Star Wars because it shows who Ben is trying to be, but he's not that. He does this because he thinks it's going to make him something, but in the future movies you see that he just is not that evil thing that his father had or his grandfather had become.
Yeah.
And I think he's not Darth Vader. He's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be someone who is unsure of himself and is doing something out of anger, but not like he's doing something because he feels like he's been forced to. Because Luke did what he did, right? What Luke did to him in The Last Jedi.
Family.
But whereas Darth Vader, he actually had that hate. Ben doesn't.
In my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, right. I just really enjoy this movie. It's a fun action film. I think the one criticism that if someone starts telling me that this is their criticism of the movie, I just don't care to listen to your opinion anymore. If you're like, well, it's just a remake of A New Hope. Bro, so is Return of the Jedi.
Let's see, that's poetry.
And how many Batman movies have you watched with the exact same story and been like, oh, this one's great? Or Superman movies or other superhero movies? But no, Star Wars telling a similar story again is where you draw the line. Okay.
Star Wars is all about family. That's really all.
And
La Familia.
I think
Oscar Isaac.
The
goat.
all the questions that they ask in this movie, and I think this is really where your enjoyment of the sequels comes in. The questions they ask in this movie that they answer in The Last Jedi, I love the way they answer them in The Last Jedi. Some people don't. Some people are like, well, who was Snoke supposed to be? Who cares? They use him to elevate Kylo Ren to something more. And no, he's like, when he's talking to Rey in the next movie, he's like, let's do something more. Let's be different.
Well, and he even goes to say, to his grandfather, I'm going to finish what you started.
Yeah.
And a part of that was never having the Emperor be a part of it. It was him wanting to rule the galaxy with father and son. So now he sees, oh, Snoke's dead. I can do what my grandfather never could do, and that's rule everything. Join me, filthy junk trader.
And I just love the way it pushes the story, and I love the way it perfectly involves the old characters in with the new characters. They work and they gel together. I think seeing Han Solo come back was incredible, and Harrison Ford completing that story of that character and his son in the movie taking the torch and going forward. I just thought it was all really cool. A 9 out of 10. It's when I was in college, my major was criminal justice and my minor was film. I saw this and I was like, bro, I want to learn how to make stuff like this. And I switched my majors. I eventually went and finished the criminal justice degree as well. But this movie, I saw it like 5 times in theater. It was literally what made me go, no, I want to learn more about how to do this.
Well, and they did a great thing. I think J.J. Abrams was the guy to do this. I mean, he even said at the beginning, they were like, we want you to do it. And he was like, nope, I don't want to do this. You're asking me to like create culture and like elevate a part of
the reason why
culture.
He made movies.
Yeah, it really is. And for most filmmakers, they go, I saw Christopher Nolan's like Star Wars is like one of the most influential movies for him. So for have J.J. Abrams go, you can tell that he gave everything that he could in this and went, all right, I no longer have to worry about this. I'm walking away. And then they were like, hey, we have you on contract for another movie, but we're gonna move that up to maybe the next Star Wars because we didn't like Colin Trevorrow's version of this. And it's all messy.
I think Abrams is notorious for being great at starting things and not very good at ending them.
That's kind of the issue.
And I think what's the other gentleman's name? He made Watchmen, and he made Lost with
Lindelof.
Lindelof. Yeah. Lindelof has proven that he was not the reason Lost didn't make sense at the end. Everything else, Lindelof.
Watch Watchmen, and
fantastic.
But I heard the network wanted to end it. Though. Yeah. They were kind of forcing them to end the show.
But Abrams proved with Rise of Skywalker. I mean, he came into a crap situation anyways, but he just doesn't know how to wrap things up. He knows how to start them.
Dude, the third Mission Impossible movie, if you watch that, it starts off unbelievable. It's like,
what's happening?
10, 9, 8. This girl's got explosive charge in her head.
He is responsible for getting that
franchise
franchise
that movie's
back
so good.
And
by the way, I love that movie.
But then at the end, it's like,
Right.
And you're like, oh. So to your point, yes, he knows how to start something good, but ending it, you're like,
and that's why I think Force Awakens and The Last Jedi is one of my favorite 1-2 punches in movie history. Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. Like, for me, up there with Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
T2.
The first 2 Star Wars movies, Empire and A New Hope. And the Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Those 2, I think they gel so well together. And the only things that end up making it not as compelling is Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
I think they take.
I think that's the challenge.
The studio stepped in and was like, "We need to throw everything at everyone."
But it's the synergy for what they're trying to do with those 3 films was the challenge.
Yeah,
and they couldn't connect it. it didn't work.
There's probably just so many people in that room that's like, we got to do this. We got to do this.
Well,
this has to happen.
You have a
This has to happen.
character, Poe Dameron and Finn.
Yeah.
They are essentially serving the same purpose.
Literally.
Yeah.
They're comedic relief, and they're playing like the Han Solo type of character,
Yeah.
I guess you're saying. Rey is kind of like a hybrid of Luke and Leia. I don't know, in that sense. And I think that is like the biggest challenge for me. I think Force Awakens was a good starting point to what they were trying to do with this sequel trilogy.
Fair.
Last Jedi is a very unique movie. It seems, Paul, people seem like they're hot or cold on Last Jedi. You really enjoy Last Jedi, or I've talked to people that are like, I hated that movie.
You love it or you hate
It's like
it.
fair.
it's not like it was okay. You're
divisive.
with it, or you're like, I hated it.
Yeah.
And it felt like you had to pick and choose amongst a trilogy of films. That always made it weird for me.
Yeah.
That they were like, well, do you like The Last Jedi? Yeah. Did you like Force Awakens? Did you like Rise of Skywalker? No. It's like you're like angry type of thing. Plus, I don't really know a lot of people that loved Rise of Skywalker.
No. I saw that with you.
Yep, we did. We saw it opening night.
I didn't see Rise of Skywalker in theaters because I in the promotional material when it's like Palpatine's back, I'm like, I'm not watching it.
I was
Palpatine's
actually
back.
excited about that.
I ended up watching it later on, but when I saw that, I was like, well, wait, I undermine the entire.
I remember talking to you about it when the trailer came out. And you're like, it's like, dude, I got the about this. It's like that the soundtrack was
Dude,
like
the way they did it, and they
ridiculous.
changed it to a major key, and then like brought the octave up for it, and it made this heroic.
nothing about none of that.
Bro.
They marketed the hell out of this movie,
for
and they
sure.
did
Oh, yeah.
a good job at it because it got me, and I was pumped to see this. And then
You
when
guys know
I sat down, I
Marcel.
was like,
We were on the floor at work. We left the floor to go watch the trailer because they played it at halftime of Monday Night Football or something like that. And we
just like,
we had a full
I'm
section. It's like
busy.
convention season. I go, trailer's coming on, so go watch
We
it.
gotta
We're,
go.
we're back in the locker room, like yelling and screaming, watching the trailer. And remember, I mean, I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I really
enough.
want to love all of these movies as a complete thing, but
Yeah.
I can't.
No. And
We'll get into Rise of Skywalker. I definitely think there's a lot of like fun things that happen in the movie.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Story wise, oh boy. And then Last Jedi, of course, I think is an absolute masterpiece. But again, we'll get into
I
it.
agree.
Excited
I
for it.
think Rise of Skywalker, and like he said, is a flinch studio reaction to some fans that were mad that exactly what they wanted to happen in The Last Jedi is what happened.
Didn't happen.
And they overreacted to that and tried to
That's fair.
correct course. And that's why Rise of
And you know who
Skywalker
didn't
is
help with any of that? And I'll hang my hat
Hamill.
on this. Bingo. Mark
Hamill.
Hamill.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he
he
was
added
in that
he was
whole
not
thing.
to that
happy,
situation. I fundamentally we'll get into it next week. But anyway,
He's
we'll get into
He's
it.
still talking about it.
He's Austin, do you have anything? Final thought about the movie? Or?
Yeah, I thought it was good. What all you guys said, I fully agree with.
I gave it like.
Oh,
an
yeah,
8.
what's your
I gave
8?
Force Awakens an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just I just love Star Wars, so just like you, it's just always fun to see Star Wars movies. So
Like it's fun to see Indiana Jones movies.
yep.
I hope still it's fun to see it. But I mean,
There's one last one. That's it. One last ride.
This is it. But
Shout
yeah,
out
well,
Fast
we'll be talking more. Run it back. We'll be doing run it back for. We got to do a run it back for Solo. We got to do a run it back for
gosh.
Rogue One. I'm sorry, you guys have to watch Solo again. But
I don't care.
all right, sounds good.
Cool. You're giving me stuff to watch.
Guys, we will be talking to you next week. Be on the lookout for videos to be dropping in the next few days. We appreciate the support. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We really would appreciate it. And we will talk to you soon. We love you.
Filthy junk traders.